Man, I'm tired of school. This guy gonna take us to school.
We're gonna take him to school today, though. Oh shit! I pressed the recording button by accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hey,
ladies and
you still gonna leave it recording?
then I am. Might as well. We might as well take him to school today. Chaos
Yeah.
Culture Radio, we back. It's the double team time. With
Yeah,
the
it is,
wavve.
man. We didn't even know we was recording, man. It's just
Wasn't
crazy, man,
we
over
wasn't
here,
you?
man.
You just caught us talking shit behind closed doors, behind the door. And this is your lovely king. You know what I mean? Your prince. I'm not a king yet until I get married. But it's your boy Prince Hakeem.
This Ronnie
Hey,
Ron in the house. Well, how's it going, man? How's it going? How's it going, Hakeem, man? What's going on?
I feel energized.
Yeah, you did, man, because we had a long weekend. Now you coming back energized, bro.
Energized ain't the word. And mind you, we about to hit him with some content.
Oh man, another one already?
Bangers. Matter of fact, these last two contacts are going for the juggler. You know what I mean? Because we usually stay from these hot topics, but we'll say, hey, fuck it, we're off today. We might as well just go in.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go in.
Okay. You want to know a lot of our predecessors and our peers, the
Uh-huh.
Blackest Truth, Vicky Dillard, one of your favorites, Brother Polite, Tariq Nasheed. There's a particular topic that I know a lot of y'all might not like to hear. You know what I mean? We want to discuss this on Chaos Culture Radio, but now, mind you, we practice inclusion here. But we want to tell you people, we are unapologetically black. That's something we cannot derive from. That's something we
Hmm.
cannot help. You know what I mean? We get accosted by police. We're denied jobs every day. We're redlined. You know what I mean? People inflate prices on us for cars and houses due to the color of our skin. So that one makes us unapologetically black. We cannot help that, and we cannot come from it. That is my life story, and that's what I'm gonna stick to. Am I wrong?
Hmm.
Now, the point that we want to talk about is white privilege,
Ooh.
or better yet, we're gonna call it white skin privilege
Mm.
or social privilege. Now, I'm gonna read the definition for y'all that was given to us by the biggest dictionary in the world, Wikipedia. It says, is this social privilege the benefits of white people over non-white people in some societies, particularly if they are otherwise under the same social, political, and economical circumstances? With roots in European colonialism, the Atlantic slave trades, and the growth of Second British Empire after 1783, look that up, white privilege has developed in circumstances that have broadly sought to protect white racial privilege, variations, various national citizenship, and other rights or special benefits. Now, before we get into the dialogue, I want to give y'all 10 examples of white privilege. This was provided by a credible journalism website. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Privilege that exists in every aspect imaginable. You know what I mean? And one, having the privilege of having a positive relationship with police generally. Let's talk about that real quick. Have you ever been stopped by police?
Yeah.
How many times you can count you've been stopped by police in your life?
I try not to get stopped by police too often, but I got stopped by like police like 4 times.
I've been stopped and accosted 30 times.
Wow. More than I have.
And mind you, state to state.
Mm.
30 times. I've been
State to
handcuffed.
state.
Yeah, state to state. I've been handcuffed 4 of those times.
Mm.
When they couldn't find nothing, I get a ticket and I go home. That's one thing. Okay, next one is having the privilege of being favored by school authorities. I think this seems to be Um,
No, it's true. They do get more protection in their school zone. If you
yeah,
notice that for someone like me, that I went to like a school not I went to Core Park. Not Colgate. It was Core Park.
yeah,
So in Core Park, they always had cops everywhere, always, and it was a
always,
Spanish school. It was a Spanish school.
yeah.
But when I went to Jackson, Jackson had less cops. It was only one.
One, and so many shootings and fightings was going out there. Now, but when we talking about being favored, like there was a recent story what happened where a black kid was suspended for intimidating a white girl. It started with like a staring contest. You know how kids play around, but they suspended her for a staring contest. Or there's another situation where recently a little white kid beat up this black girl with a black pipe in school. He didn't get suspended. He didn't get expelled. They slapped a wrist on him, and she's left with the bills.
Not only that, but not only that is another incident too. Remember the guy that killed all those people at that church, a white dude.
Oh man, they fed that man a hamburger,
Exactly.
and
But
it
it would
actually.
it, it would have been a black man or any type of other race that would have shot him
Oh no,
immediately.
he would have went. He would have went. He would have. We would have been. He would have been on a T-shirt by now.
Fact.
He would have won a T-shirt. Now here's another thing. Number 3, having the privilege to attend segregated schools of affluence:
Mm.
Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, Princeton, Exeter Academy. You know what I mean? We're talking about highly white affluent schools, which their acceptance rates of let's say people of color, and I'm not talking about the Indians and the Chinese, because y'all have your own situation going on, and you know what I mean, y'all get it popping. Let's talk about African Americans. Their acceptance rates are very, very low unless you want exceptional black dude. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's also one. You know what I mean? And if you don't understand that, go to pull up case Brown versus the Board of Education.
Mm.
Okay? Now we giving you receipts. Okay? Receipts. Okay, 4. Having the privilege to learn about your race in school.
Yeah. They know more about our race than we know about our own race.
No, yeah. Let's be more specific about this. They give us 1 month, they have the whole year.
Yeah. No, it's true. And not only that, but also in our textbook talks about more about their race than our own race. Because
Yeah,
they
cause
always talk about the European, how they conquer England, how they conquer the United States, and all the BS. You know.
now people, I'm gonna tell you something. White history is your history being part of the core curriculum and my being taught as an elective.
Mm.
Patriotism. Recently, Donald Trump just passed a law where he's want to promote patriotic education. And if anybody was to play the 1619 slavery project, he's going to defund the school. That's another white privilege, you know what I mean? And listen, I'm not mad. Listen, I'm actually happy and he's right. You want to know why?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
We don't own the schools that we go to. They let us in there for free. Why don't we create our own high schools, middle schools, and elementary and teach our own core curriculum?
Preach.
That's the thing. Please don't be mad with Donald Trump saying. He's actually telling the truth. Yeah, you built this country, but you don't got the deed.
But you know what they're gonna say? Sooner we say that, I was talking to one of my homeboys about that. Sooner we do that. Let's say we build our own school. Now they're gonna say we discriminating. Because
No, it's
now you're
not.
not allowing whites to
It's
go
not.
there.
It's not discriminating because Jewish kids go to our school
Fact.
from period 1 to 2, and after period 2, they go to their Jewish synagogue school.
Fact.
Muslims do the same thing too. We need to have our own schools, point blank, period. So blackness is the core curriculum. Teaching your daughters about her being a queen, teaching about Queen Nazinga,
Mm.
Cleopatra. You know what I mean? Teaching kids that not all of us were slaves. And we did have teaching them about Mansa Musa, one of the
Mm.
richest men in America, teaching about all the inventions we made. in attempting to build them. Okay. Here's another thing too. Number 5, having the privilege defining children's books that's overwhelmingly representing by race. Everything that was brought into schools all represented white folks,
Yes.
which makes sense. You conquered this land and you swept all the Indians into trailer parks with where there's radioactive, allegedly. And you know what I mean? Matter of fact, America's an Indian place, so I don't know why we're not in teepees and smoking peace pipes.
Remember they conquered the land.
They did, but but this isn't. America's for Indians. The Indians are the founders of this land. Why we're not learning about Indian heritage? Why we're not singing? Why we're not singing hum way? Why we're not doing that? They should listen. Indian language schools should be in the core curriculum.
Good point.
You ever met an Indian before?
Yeah, when I go to the casino, I seen like one.
I never met one a day in my life. I heard of the
Oh,
name.
go to the hard one, the one in Hollywood. You'll see them. They be in there.
I never seen them before. I don't even know what one looked like. I heard the name Mikasuki.
Yeah, Mikasuki too. They be in there.
Matter of fact, I own a car that says Jeep Cherokee. Oh, my apologies. Indians don't own manufacturing companies.
They don't. They own the casinos. They own
they
own some things now.
They do. They do own some things, but they won't own nothing that they won't own nothing that moves the economy though.
No.
Our beloved president, our beloved way of life will not let that allow us happen.
No.
Yeah. My apologies. You know what I mean? We can spend our money, ball with y'all, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And mind you, you know, a lot of these casinos are not even owned by Indians all the way. The Chinese, most of the Chinese have a percentage in profit in them too.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Foxwoods, you know what I mean, are heavily invested by Chinese billionaires. A lot of these places, you know what I mean. So yeah. Now here's another one. Number 6, having the privilege of soaking in media blatantly biased towards my race. Now, mind you, as a kid, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they used to project a woman of beauty, what it used to be?
White, skinny, long hair, beautiful eyes, and petite.
Damn, you said that shit to a T.
Because that's all I saw growing up. That's all we saw on TV. Top model, American Top Model, cartoons. That's all you see.
Nothing dark skin?
Nothing dark skin, no.
Nothing with a fat ass? Like a rum shaker?
No, remember they used to call those women heavy set.
Heavy set?
Remember they used to call the woman heavy set.
How that's heavy set?
But that's what they used to do. Women that was thick, remember they was like heavy set. Even Tyra Banks used to talk about that when she started doing modeling, because she was a thick woman. She would go to audition. They would be like, this is not gonna work, and her mom would have to go off on them because they were like, no, because she's thick, she's big. Yeah.
But let me tell you something. European physiology is different from African physiology. We're a lot more big boned, taller, and stronger. So most of our women are going to be big by physiology standpoint.
Correct. We agree on that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at all of these African women. And mind you, said African. You know they say African are so poor and they can't eat. Why all them so thick?
Exactly. But then you gotta ask yourself a question. That's why you see why, if you look around you, why you think why our women are trying to be white, and you see they're trying to slim down all the way down to the. You see what I'm saying? Because they see that's all they saw growing up. They saw the skinny woman, long hair. That's why they perm their hair. That's why they wearing wigs and weave, and
let me tell you something.
It goes on and on. It's because of that reason.
Let me tell you something. Some of these hoes will be looking like surfboards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you piss on a surfboard, it just drips down.
Yeah. And it's sad.
Like I'd rather be with let me tell you something. I'd rather be with somebody 200 pounds before I be with somebody that, and mind, that's just my preference. That's just my preference. I love a thick woman. I love a thick woman who could cook some yams, some collard greens, macaroni and cheese. You know what I
Fact.
mean? Or some roti, or some. You know what I mean? I don't know that, but just to conclude, just to say what you say, those are the same images I see, even the magazines.
Yeah.
Until we start getting them source and stuff
Well, but
like that.
you know whatever happened to the Jet magazine? Remember the Jet magazine?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
saw how the
Oh,
women on there was beautiful,
ooh,
black women.
Lord
What
Jesus.
happened to that magazine? You see what I'm saying?
Boy, Jet went out of business.
There you go. There you go. It went out of business. And remember, all they had was beautiful black women.
Man,
Beautiful black women on there.
there was a lot of beautiful black women. I'm talking about all shapes
And the
and
man.
sizes.
The
Oh yeah, yeah,
man was
yeah.
like
A lot of good looking
queen
brothers.
style.
No homo. A lot of good looking brothers. And people, let's talk
Come
about this.
on,
Hey,
man.
you're not gay from complimenting your black man, your black brother. When you see a black brother and he's fresh in some Nikes and some jeans, compliment that man. Or he's in a
Facts.
suit. I always see my brother Ron. I always say, man, that boy out here looking fresh.
Facts. Yeah, because we gotta know how to appreciate you, brother. But yeah, the Jack magazine, you see the man was clean, taped up, looking good. But
Yeah.
we don't have magazines like that no more. And they'll be like, nah, bro, we only got the Essence magazine. But they don't even have beautiful women like that, like the Jets did. The Jets magazine.
It's crazy. You know what I mean?
It is.
Let's go to number 7. Um, whew, this is a tough
I
one
know.
here. Having the privilege of escaping violent stereotypes associated with race.
Yeah.
And this is very big because when they mention certain people in the media, like Mike Brown, R.I.P., Trayvon Martin, R.I.P., even Breonna Taylor, they tried to associate Breonna as being associated with drug dealers when she never sold a drug in her life. She was an EMT, but the way the media portrayed her and the way they portray other people, whites and other stuff, as being saints, heavens, and stuff like that, that's privilege. You know what I mean?
It is.
If I get shot tomorrow, they're going to bring up my criminal record and say I was a bad dude, but they'll forget that I've donated money, I've given food to the poor, I'm trying to start a financial literacy class for youth in the inner city kids. All of that will be wiped away if there was a struggle with a gun with me and the police. They say, oh, he was a street nigga. That's all they say. Look at his rap sheet. But of course we had to gun him down.
Like, look at the incident with, you know, God bless his soul, on Trayvon Martin. You see what I'm saying? That's a perfect example of the type of stuff America is built on. Because look, that dude was just coming home from doing his thing, but he's a criminal.
He was a criminal.
And portraying
And
him
they
as a
brought up a
criminal,
weed
it was like,
charge.
dog, this guy was very smart. He was
They
very
brought up
smart
a
in school.
weed charge. You know how much weed, you know how much white kids smoke weed? They brought and get
White
caught
kids
with
don't
weed.
smoke weed. They smoke that real junk. They be freaking on meth,
Man,
ecstasy, heroin.
allegedly.
Come on, man.
So here's another thing. And this is something that I wanted to get into too, which I want to talk about this to my black brothers and sisters. And I wanted to mention this. Number 8 says, having the privilege to play color blind card, wiping the slate clean of centuries of racism. We always forget what people do to us, and people tell us to forget about it. Stop crying. Get over it. Akon just recently said, forget about slavery. I say you can't forget about it, because you want to know why, Akon? People are still affected to it. You're rich. A lot of people who are not rich are still being affected by it. They're still living in impoverished neighborhoods, still being stopped, harassed, approached, accosted by police. People, smart people are not getting business loans. Angel investors are not doing anything. Record labels are still raping and making these people poor. So but the person, a lot of these other races are wiped clean of a lot of the atrocities they do. Nobody talks about what the Germans did to in the Holocaust. That's done. It's finished. It's not even talked about. Or the Turks to the Armenians. I know y'all probably surprised that I know my history. I do. But whenever we try to talk about what done to black people, especially in the Caribbean, in the Americas, or in Brazil, they tell you, why are you still talking about it? Leave it alone, grow up. You know what I mean? But whenever we done something, the smallest things we do is brought up and said like it was the biggest atrocity. People try to mention Idi Amin like he was one of the most corrupt people in the world. I could show you countries that have been corrupt. Idi Amin is a Boy Scout compared to what half of these people done did to. King Leopold was the merchant of death. He cut off people's hands in the Congo and hired other black people to do it. The Moors. Columbus.
You going in, bro.
I am. They called him the devils of the seas. Stomping Taino heads, crushing baby heads to shake fear in the hearts of the Indians, which eventually they all died out with disease, and they said, we got to go get us some niggas.
Yeah, with the flu.
And he is praised. So don't talk to me about anything. Read your history. Constant rapes, murders, all white clean.
They praise him for the good, but with the blacks, they praise him for they demolish his integrity.
My bad. I was in my bag just a minute ago. Here's another one.
No, go in.
Number 9. Having the privilege of being insulated from daily trolls of racism. The day you say white folks can say anything and will not be attacked.
No.
It's like there's a shield that's around them. Am I wrong, Mustang?
No, you're right. They have a protection. They can say anything. They get away with it.
Let us say something negative about somebody right now on this podcast. Our podcast will get shut down tomorrow.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
That's true. It happens every day. Look at YouTube. YouTube, they say something, they get monetized. They get shut down, get deleted. But with them, they got like freedom.
I'm trying to tell you. Let us say something negative. Let us say something one negative about one person. I want y'all to think about that, people. Mustang.
Shoot, you got me thinking. Go
Think
ahead.
about it. Think about it. Let's we can bring up a bunch of cases.
Yep.
A bunch of cases.
Look what Kaepernick did. Took him off football. Won.
Oh. Man.
Nick Cannon. Another incident.
Woo! Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
When he said that about the Jewish people, there was a public apology in less than 24 hours.
Yep.
Woo, that was so gangster.
And they still took him off TV.
Still took him off TV. That's gangster. Our race, we couldn't do that. We hold no weight. No. We hold no weight, even though we create everything and give everything. We hold no weight. We don't have that type of weight. We need to do that. We need to start shutting down everything that people say negative about black people. until y'all people start to realize that. But let me tell you something.
And you don't, and it's kind of sad too, because then our women are watching, our black women are watching and say, man, these black niggas don't have no power.
No, they don't. That's why they don't respect us, and that's why a lot of us don't get married. I read the statistic in the last podcast. 53% of us are not married. A lot of that has to do with that we're looked as being weak and impotent. That strong black African man that a woman wants to see, the one who has courage and who's willing to fight. No, most of us think, nigga, I'm just trying to get home tonight. I'm just trying to make it home. That's what racism make you do. You think twice about fighting. Nigga, I'm just trying to make it. And this is why you had the owner of Chick-fil-A in front of Lecrae. I love Lecrae. His music is beautiful. And I know he was kind of starstruck because you get a bag from him, allegedly. And this is not fact. I don't know if it's authentic, but I heard this. Where he called white privilege a white blessing.
It is. In some aspect, it is. Because look at they getting a lot of benefit than we are. You get what I'm saying? So it is like a blessing because they're getting all this benefit. And that's why our people are trying to be white. Because they see them getting the most baby, like, okay, if I join their team, then I'm safe. They won't touch me because look, they don't touch their own people. But as for our people, you come to our side, like we getting murdered, we getting impoverished, we getting less education. So it feel like we are the curse.
Mm-hmm.
So join the white side. The white side is the blessing. The black side is the curse. When reality, and not only that, but history shows the black side is the blessing and the white side is the curse.
Definitely. Let me tell you something, people. I'm going to just say this to y'all and my beloved white folks. We love y'all, and I'm going to tell you something. America's sitting on a ticking time bomb. On a ticking time bomb. And sooner or later, it's going to blow up in all of our faces until we get right. Get right with one another, and we need to get right with ourselves. And by the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan, and I'm going to say this again, people.
Go in.
We can create black privilege if we want to, if we do for self. We had a group of families just went and bought 92 acres of land in Georgia. They about to build their own city. That's what we talking about. We got the money. We got the knowledge. Two ways you can do this. You want to fight racism? You want to fight white privilege? Create your own shit. Buy your own city. If not, go to a country where they love and appreciate black people. Africa, shameless plug. The Caribbean, shameless plug. Mainly Haiti, actually, because all other countries in the Caribbean are puppets of colonialism. Bahamas, Aruba, and all these other places, they still owned by white folks. So you can't go to a place and build your own future and see yourself. You're not going to have all the amenities that you think you might have here. You also got to understand most of the amenities that are in most of these developed countries are stolen.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people might not like to hear that, but it's facts.
Yeah, they stole a lot of the history of a lot of the stuff white folks have. They actually stole it from African America. They stole it from Africa, Egypt.
You know what I mean? So if you think you want a Burger King in Africa, you shouldn't want that. If you want elevators, actually there's a lot of that's there, but I'm just putting that into perspective. You feel me? And you know what I mean? I don't want to be this and this turns into a 40-hour rant, but people, there is certain sort of biasness here, and we're gonna go with this last one, number 10, and we're gonna end it off with this. And number 10 is having the privilege to live in ignorance of state of racism today. Most white people think that there's not a problem, and you could see me get arrested right in front of you and wondering why the cops are stopping me. because being black is a crime in America.
But I'm not gonna lie, that is starting to change now because a lot of I'm not saying a lot of Caucasians are starting to wake up to the reality that
Thank
some of
you.
the stuff they're doing in the land is wrong.
I appreciate that. You want to know something? You just reminded me of something. Now,
Right.
I want to give a shout out to a lot of the protesters who are protesting in a lot of these places, Minnesota, Portland, Wisconsin, and majority of them are white, and they out there protesting police brutality, and we love y'all for that, and we appreciate that. And you can be our brothers in arms. Now, mind you, that's just one part of the story. We also
Yes.
need to protest economic racism. You know what I mean? Allow us to make our own money. Allow us to build our own lands. Allow us to have our own schools. That's the next step. Where it doesn't, and mind you, if you do that for us, it won't intrude nothing on y'all. You might not make, you know what I mean? You might not be able to make money off us anymore, but we'll be able to be equal. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to thank y'all for protesting and in solidarity, locking in hands as brothers, um, which we appreciate. And you know what I mean? You are right. There's a lot of whites that aren't out there in the front lines. Some Chinese. I've seen some Chinese there.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to everybody around the world who lock in with us in solidarity as we live in tyranny here in America, in constant abuse of power and fear as we fear for our life every day we walk in. You might as well say America's the walking dead.
Mm.
You know, and in the climate we live in, and hopefully when you see this and you see the title and you understand white privilege equal white blessing is actually the same title, and understand that, you know what I mean, you have an advantage over us, and maybe you can look at that and use that to help us. You know what I mean? If you see somebody getting accosted by police, you can stop them. They're not going to shoot you. If you see somebody who needs to get a job and he's a black person, help him. If you see somebody whose ideas are going to be stolen, or see somebody who presents something, help him get compensated the right way. Use your white privilege and your white blessings the right way to a point where you can be on an equal playing field. Because let me tell you something, I know deep down inside sometimes it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? To feel like you are always winning and people are all the people are not winning too. If you want to live in something as a multicultural place, really these places are not multicultural places. These places are benefits for people who are white, and we are doormats.
Mm.
I'm gonna let that sink into you. Places like London, places like every state in America, you know what I mean, where it's a rarity. You can find people who are blacks are progressing. It's just one or two of the chosen few. You know what I mean? But you can find a whole mess of white folks who are blessing. So there's unfair advantages here. You know what I mean? If you want to help us change that, use your blessing to bring the playing field on an equal mound. And mind you, I'm gonna tell you something. If a lot of y'all who are economists, helping people meet on an equal footing also helps you make money. And that's really
Mm.
all I got to say on that. You got any last words, my brother?
No, I want people to understand the fact that we all children of God. We all have to realize who we are as a people and our own blessing. As soon as we understand that method, we're able to see in this world and also in America. And the problem with our society today is that we see that the white privilege is beneficial